Welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this Tuesday, 29th of April, 2025. Just a day away from Labour Day, a day when we celebrate countrymen and countrywomen who have worked so hard in all ways to contribute to this great economy. My name is Maureen Babidie, and on to our first report. The Electoral Commission has opened a regional office and storage facility in West Nile ahead of the 2026 general elections. This marks the first time the Commission has established a regional centre in Uganda, part of its effort to curb unnecessary expenses on renting private premises for office space. Our reporter Joseph has more.
The complex was constructed by National Enterprise Corporation in a span of 1 year and 5 months from December 2023.
For quite a long time, the Commission was over a number of financial years receiving Uganda shillings 200 million every financial year as capital development budget. It was only 2 years ago that the government increased the provision for capital development to slightly over 3 billion shillings. And I want in this case to thank the Electoral Commission for taking a decision to apply that enhanced provision to embark on construction of field offices starting with Arua.
The land where the facility has been constructed was donated by leaders of the then Arua municipality.
I want to say I'm gladdened in my heart. I am part of this history, just as Honorable Rosa Tima has said. I was in that office of the chairman, LC5, when she mooted the idea of having a space for Electoral Commission to have their own home in Arua. How could I refuse? Because I am a product of Electoral Commission. This is our home. We are going to ensure that we protect it.
The chairman of the Electoral Commission, Justice Simon Byabakama, said EC is going to establish offices in all the remaining 11 regions in the coming years, as he appreciated leaders of Arua City for the collaboration.
On behalf of the Electoral Commission, I would like first of all to thank the government of Uganda for having funded wholly the construction of this office block. I further thank the leadership of the then Arua municipality for the great support in identifying and granting the EC this space where we are gathered now. However, in spite of its permanence, the Electoral Commission is housed right from headquarters in other people's properties or premises. It was therefore deemed appropriate to embark on acquiring our own premises across the country. This, what we have here, is therefore our very first property as an office premises in the whole of Uganda. It is our sincere hope that what has been done in Arua City will be replicated in all the other 11 regions of the country.
Local leaders expressed gratitude over the government support in ensuring the establishment of the regional center in West Nile, which they said will reduce costs of EC in renting regional office space. Joseph Fodama, UBC News.
Thank you, Joseph, for that report. Now, residents of Bundibugyo District are demanding the creation of Bugendera District to improve access to government services, create job opportunities, and curb the rising influence of opposition groups. Take a look.
Bundibugyo, once consistently over 90% pro-ruling party, saw a decline to 70% in 2021. As elections approach, Bundibugyo leaders are working to address past mistakes and boost party support.
Why the percentage of voting NRM, and especially the president, why it went down was because of the unfulfilled presidential pledges, and specifically non-granting of Bugendera District.
In a meeting at Harugahare sub-county today, district leaders agreed to demand the creation of Bugendera District, warning that failing to do so could cost the party votes in upcoming elections. Bundibugyo RDC retired Major Jones Mugabire promised to air out the residents' outcry to the appointing authority.
As affirmative action, if we are granted a district, that is the only way we can have service delivery. The fronting issue is service delivery. We are not looking at any other thing.
And I want to tell you that the day they will bring the motion regarding creation of administrative units and Buganda is not there, I will unaddress myself.
There was a ban on creation of administrative units. Not only that, even those units which are existing, there is a ban on recruitment of civil servants. Even if the district is there, they will not get civil servants.
Actually, we are lacking what to tell people whenever we proclaim the NRM message, because they keep on asking us, what did you promise us and how far have you gone with them?
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
In more news, the NRM's ongoing village-level registration for the prospective 2026 flag bearers is drawing steady participation from members. The Assistant Kampala Resident City Commissioner, Geoffrey Sedwadda, has launched investigations into reports of potential violence circulating within some communities. We have the details.
Different candidates from different villages and parishes are coming here for nominations. So far we've received all 32 chairpersons from all villages have come for nominations, and people have been nominated, even others who want to compete with them. So far the exercise is going on very well. It has started today. We are going to stop on 30th. Everything is going well.
naye abatukubidde essimu bagambye bali eri beekuba bakola batya naye kyendabyeko temuli kwekuba bali kam batudde ajja n'apikinga fomu n'agijjuza n'agizaayo ngenza okulanga embeera simbi ba NRM balaze omutima so singa abantu bonna bakola ebintu bino ne batabiteekamu kusika miguwa kulwanagana kubanga okulonda abantu be basalawo so si gwe olina okubasalirawo kati kino kye bakola kirungi tibagenda kuddayo mu bantu batandika okunoonya akalulu kubanga bangambye okulonda kwabwe kwanga mukaaga.
Now, residents of Arinyapi sub-county in Ajumani district, in partnership with local security forces, have recovered 200 stolen cattle. 2 South Sudanese refugees have been arrested in connection with the theft. We have more on that report.
2 suspected cattle thieves were arrested at the Uganda-South Sudan border in Amuru district while attempting to smuggle the stolen cattle across River Ame into Sudan. The suspects, confirmed as South Sudanese refugees living in the Chiriandongo and Nyumanzi settlements, were caught during the operation. The district police commander of Ajumani, IS Gomwe, confirmed the recovery of the cattle and the arrests. He said the suspects will soon be charged in court for cattle theft. The cattle, owned by local farmer William Amoko Moro from Arasi Parish, are part of a growing problem of cattle thefts. Since the beginning of the year, over 1,000 cattle have been stolen, many driven through unprotected border points into South Sudan. Dominic Seseseko, the local council 3 chairperson of Arinyapi sub-county, praised the strong collaboration between the police and the community in recovering the stolen herd. Over 230,000 South Sudanese in Ajumani are facing hardships, especially due to reduced cash and food aid, which authorities attribute to donor fatigue. Authorities are concerned that continued cuts in aid could lead to rising insecurity and economic challenges affecting both refugee and host communities. Many refugees are struggling to meet basic needs, with some resorting to desperate measures, including theft, to support their families.
Now, news coming in from Kido. Leaders and residents of Napumpum sub-county in Kido District have expressed gratitude to President Yoweri Museveni and security forces, including the UPDF and police, for restoring relative peace in the Karamoja region. This came during a community security baraza organized by top security officials led by the UPDF 3rd Division Commander, Brigadier General Wilberforce Serunkuma, Anti-Stock Theft Unit Commandant Francis Chemuster, and North Karamoja RPC, among others. The meeting was attended by Kido district leaders and local residents.
Once a hotspot of armed violence, Kido district has seen major transformation following government disarmament operations, including Usalamu kwa Wote and a 2023 presidential amnesty. In Napumpum, formerly plagued by mob justice and insecurity, security chiefs held a baraza urging residents to reject crime and mob violence.
The intelligence we have is that the current rearming is not for raiding. Rearming is to eliminate the political opponents. The politicians, they don't have forces apart from you. So don't allow to be used into political crimes.
Can keep an animal, there is no problem. But keeping a gun, don't think a gun is a project. We want you to do any other thing, but the gun has never been a project to earn a living.
We have managed to end cattle raiding. What we are seeing now coming up is some petty cattle theft by a few cattle thieves. So we do not want to see the situation escalate. So today we have a baraza here.
Leaders thanked the government but urged faster police processing of cases.
To thank His Excellency the President for the disarmament policy and for what we have gone through, both pain and happiness. But I think finally for this year, we are at peace.
Have resorted to fight for peace themselves because they have been held in meetings, and these meetings in their resolutions, they said peace starts with them. And this is why we are all here celebrating this peace.
We thank His Excellency the President for the strategic guidance he gave on the disarmament process in Karamoja, most especially the amnesty that is flowing.
MP Ibrahim Loki raised cross-border security concerns, while Chemusto warned against alcoholism.
Between Kabong and Turkana, there have been some 3, 4, 5 incidents, which even involve communities like Karena, who are not part of them.
2 guns were surrendered, and Brigadier General Serunkuma donated oxen to boost farming.
As you are handing over guns to me, I will as well hand over those oxen to you.
Cayenne Faith, Maureen Iga.
Now, hope had returned to South Sudan after the signing of the revitalized peace agreement in 2018 until the unexpected happened in early 2025. The recently renewed fighting and subsequent placement of the first Vice President, Riek Machar, under house arrest has rendered the country vulnerable and could pave way for the return of unrest. But as regional and international efforts towards peace and harmony in South Sudan take shape, more actions towards peace are being emphasized as opposed to some might describe as mere signatures. Our reporter Okrut has more details.
Become a democratic state.
So
في يوم بتاع الليلة ده يوم كبير بتاع جنوب السودان.
When South Sudan secured independence from her northern counterpart in 2011, hope and peace were ushered in. Peace did not last. Disagreements among the country's topmost leaders caused tensions. This led to human death, injury, displacement, and economic stagnation.
People don't see that the politics must address the needs of human beings other than the differences, addressing the differences amongst people.
This is how Uganda has since ended up as a leading host for South Sudanese refugees. In the heart of West Nile sub-region in northern Uganda, Bundibugyo refugee settlement stands as a testament to resilience. It houses over 285,000 South Sudanese refugees who have fled conflict in their homeland since 2013. Fleeing conflict and instability, they have sought safety and a semblance of normalcy.
Nchi yetu sio mzuri, kila sawa tunavita kwa nafasi yetu. Ndio tulikuja hapo. Uganda ndio aliomba sisi, ndio sina kaa hapo hiyo.
As South Sudan grapples with the renewed tensions, these refugees yearn for peace and the possibility of returning home. They have found solace in cultural expressions, using music, dance and drama to promote messages of peace and unity. This is evident in various settlements, including Rhino Camp in Terego District.
We are also involved in advising on the situation both in the country of origin and as well as the host countries to contribute towards ensuring peace in the countries of origin.
It is a plight that continues to draw the attention of refugee management and humanitarian agencies. The Bujumbura-based International Conference of the Great Lakes region recently oriented its national coordinators on its activities. Of attention was the security and fragile situation in South Sudan.
This worsening situation is critical, and there's need for us to focus on it because it can jeopardize the efforts made in gaining grounds when it comes to the 2018 peace agreement, which was signed by all armed groups.
Because it is only through regional cooperation that you are able to galvanize at one go, at one sitting, member states' vision to coexist in peace and stability, and once achieved, to also state or define their common development goals.
9th July 2024. South Sudanese in Uganda commemorate their country's 13th Independence Day anniversary. The celebrations are marked by both joy and a deep longing for lasting peace.
Let's be law-abiding visitors, operate within the laws of your host government, so that when another South Sudanese is seen on the road, people will want to welcome them, and they are not seen as troublemakers.
Somebody who comes to articulate divisions and lies, to fragment, to divide the people, those are the enemies of South Sudan. Maybe they are serving foreign interests. In most cases, they serve foreign interests. They want to make sure South Sudan is confused, disorganized, and then your resources are squandered. You have oil there, you have many minerals there. All of those resources are stolen because you are disorganized by those kind of politics. Politics of division. Anybody bringing division between you, please reject.
The country was due to hold elections in 2024. This was, however, postponed for 2 years. Elections in themselves were seen not to be an ultimate solution, except something else.
It's not about just mere elections. We have the mindset of those traumatized people have to be changed. And I don't know how the world will do it, but that's up to the leaders of South Sudan.
Elections by themselves are not enough. It's what comes after the elections. It's the formation of a government that is effective, that is able to run the country, that is able to restore security and give space to development.
South Sudan, in my view, needs a lot of political, ideological, or in a kind of advocacy and indoctrination and changing the mindset of that population in order to attain peace.
Years of war in a nation seemingly divided along ethnic lines is one fact that continues to attract regional and global attention in South Sudan. The situation may still be fragile, but efforts to resolve the conflict have not been abandoned. The recent visit to the neighborhood by Kenya's envoy Raila Odinga and Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni affirms commitment to restoring lasting peace in South Sudan.
I think it is a situation that warrants intervention by international community.
While Uganda continues to provide refuge and support, the ultimate hope for many South Sudanese remains a peaceful return to their homeland. As they go through psychosocial support, their hopes for a future free from conflict remain high. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Okrut, for that report. And thank you to the viewers that have stayed with us up until now. We'll take a break and return shortly with more news.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Nze mbonipa Sam nazanya Ruto ganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kubanga oyingire mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 ebindi wanasooka biraba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala sibya bufere sente zino nazifunye zino nazikoze eki naziwangudde amasanyu nyina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala genda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory.
Hey, Okero. Hey, Kajambo. Mukasa. Where are you going with the family? Oh no. Hey. We are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register. And I need to make sure my name is on it. And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections. Okay. What about these young men? I can see you. These ones are no longer boys. They are now men. Last election, they were too young to vote. But now, they are ready to vote. Mukasa, you have really inspired me. Now let me also go home and pick my wife. So that we can check the details in the register. Okay. See you doing that on the polling station.
The National Voters Register will be displayed at your polling station from 25th April to 15th May 2025. Please do not miss this chance to confirm your polling station and your voter details. Report the dead for removal from the register and those who appear more than once. Every vote matters. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. MTN kabo the Super mustairompia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi yakabibiona. Kabo the Super mustairompia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi yakabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply.
MTN.
MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has two subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company, URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher development projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Ginger Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Welcome back from the break. Now we get into our business reports. The Uganda Revenue Authority has stopped the groupage cargo clearance process previously handled by container leaders. URA's Corporate Affairs Manager, Robert Kalumba, says the move follows reports that some container leaders were overcharging importers under the guise of tax payments, yet failing to remit the full amounts to URA, forcing many traders out of business. URA has now issued new guidelines to recognized cargo consolidators and importers, urging all stakeholders to comply. Non-compliance, it warns, will attract legal consequences under customs law. Take a look.
Band, he gets his 20 iPhones at a good price and he's bringing them to the country. He puts them in the container. Now, when he reaches here, the so-called container leader will tell him, you know what, your 20 iPhone, you are